Hi everybody, and thank you for checking out my new video. I am M.A. Lumdieu, and the name of my business is Create Your Nice Day. The purpose of Create Your Nice Day is to inspire people to live a more adventure-filled life. And I do that by encouraging people to think of life as a daily adventure. Because, my friends, that's what it is. Now, I can't fulfill all your dreams, and I can't defeat your demons. But if you follow me long enough, and you listen close enough, I swear, I can help you prepare for the journey of a lifetime. I call these little podcasts Think About It, because we all need little things to think about for when we're in the checkout line or we're going nowhere in traffic. We need things to chew on in those moments. Otherwise, we start wondering who is keeping up with the Kardashians, or whether there are aliens flying in our atmosphere. Or worse yet, how long does it take to impeach a sitting president who's guilty of numerous felonies? Lord, it's enough to drive you crazy. Or distract you. I don't know about you, but I will never have cocktails with Kim. And I doubt you could pay me to get on a spaceship. And watching an impeachment take place in my lifetime, it may take a miracle. So instead of just wasting my mental energy on stuff that's just going to fry my brain, I like to keep a couple of thoughts on hand to chew on that won't make me sick. Last week in our Think About It, the first thing we thought about was self-identity. Number two thing to think about, and what we're going to be talking about this week, is life purpose. I can't state just how important it is to clearly understand who you are and what your life purpose is. And I'll talk a little bit about what my understanding of life purpose was, what happened to me, and then what my understanding of life purpose is today. The word of this week is actually more of a phrase. We're going to be talking about my profession or my job. I changed the rules here a bit this week, but I think you'll be able to follow me. So, for my profession or my job, I will review what Webster's definition is, and then I'll give you my definition of the word. And at the end of the podcast, I'm going to give you an assignment for the coming week. If you choose to accept it, you can consider it your second little spiritual adventure. This show, as my last show, also came as a result of a meditation. And again, I thought it was so cool I wanted to share it with you. Now, at the risk of sounding completely out of my mind to some of you, I want to tell you how I start my day, because every day I start it relatively the same way. I get up, I have coffee, I feed the cats. And somewhere in between the fog and the beginning of the new day, I take a few moments, and I try and remind myself what it is I'm getting out of bed for. And in those moments, I remember three different things. The first is that this is the day that God made. And therefore, I'm going to do the best I can to try and enjoy it. Number two, I remember that Amelia died, and she died so that I might live. And I remember that Jesus did too. Oh yeah. And three, I try and remember that I'm a professional. And while I'm sipping coffee, I try and let those things enter my spirit. So on one particular day, after really spending some time thinking about number one, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I will be glad and rejoice in it, I ended up writing a little something down. I thought I'd share it with you, okay? And it was this. This is the day that the Lord has made. He has entrusted it to me, the most precious gift in all the world, His love for all to see. And then I kind of heard something else rising up from inside, something I intended to write down to my little morning statement and add it as a little addition. And what it kind of called as a recommitment to my daily purpose. I accept responsibility for living the next 24 hours as my authentic self. M.A. Lumdieu, the beloved man of God, which is what M.A. Lumdieu means. M.A. means beloved. Lumdieu means man of God. Everyone who has spent some time with God, sooner or later we all get around to wondering, if not downright outright asking, what is the point of my being here? Do I have a purpose? What is my purpose? And that sounds like a noble quest, doesn't it? I mean, let the gospel choirs jump in and sing, I surrender all, I surrender all. But let's get real, because we're not all Oprah. Often our glorious purpose seems to get reduced down to a job. What job should I get? Where should I work? And then again, how am I going to balance a paycheck with possible purgatory? So when I reached the edge of a cliff and I was ready to ask my Creator that deep question, what is my purpose? I was really just asking, basically, whether I should work at like Walmart or Target. You know what I mean? And when you think about it that way, isn't that pitiful? Well, that was my thinking then. But that's not my thinking today. So what changed my thinking? I grew. I read books, I watched documentaries, I watched YouTube videos. And then I prayed again. I started going to school and I started to do a lot of footwork to try and prepare myself for getting out there in the real world. And I had 18 months till I would graduate. My son had 18 months till his graduation. At that point in time, I had money in the bank, I had a song in my heart, and I had a plan in my head. My son and I were going to move out to Los Angeles, California to live out near my daughter. She and her husband had moved out there 2 years prior, and they had gone through some difficulties, and she had asked me to come. We were on our way in 18 months, and then she died. I spent the money that I had in the bank traveling to her deathbed, and then putting her in the ground. As far as the song in my heart, I could barely listen to music. It was just too painful because everything reminded me of her. And the plans in my head, they were over. And so I found myself with nothing. And I'll tell you what, guys, nothing is a wonderful place to start. Because having nothing forces you to find something. Now, I'm not going to waste your time telling you every story and every lesson that I learned from then until now. But I will tell you, I took what the Bible said at face value. And basically what it says, knock on the door and I'll answer. If you go looking for me, I promise you I'll show up. I did, he did, now I'm here. And the best way to explain to you what I want to say to you today, what my idea of purpose is to go straight to the word of the week, or in this case, the phrase of the week. I said I wanted to use my job and or my profession as the phrase for the week. Okay, well, what does Webster say? Webster says that a job is a specific duty, role, function. Something that has to be done requiring unusual exertion. Webster says that a profession is a calling requiring specialized knowledge and often long and intensive academic preparation. A profession is a principal calling, vocation, or employment. Okay, gotta admit it. Sounds just about right. But you know what? My definition is a little bit different. My job turns into M-Y and then J-O-B. My job, right? Okay, my definition for my M-Y is manifesting Yahweh. Job, J-O-B, is jumping over bull patties. So altogether, my job is manifesting Yahweh, jumping over bull patties. And my definition for profession, Profession, is processing redundant, obsolete fantasies, engaging spiritual stabilization, and introducing optimistic negotiations. So altogether, my profession is manifesting Yahweh, processing redundant, obsolete fantasies, engaging spiritual stabilization, introducing optimistic negotiations. You know, God will supply all of your need. And what is the need? Give me something, because I've got nothing. And then the process will begin. Not by climbing a ladder, but by learning to open up to the adventure of living. By not knowing, by not having all the answers, by not being quite sure of what the next step is. Living a spiritually significant, adventurous life is sort of like driving cross-country without a road map, or GPS, or a cell phone. Would you go? Which brings me to my spiritual adventure assignment for the week. This is your assignment. It's trying to manifest Yahweh by jumping over boat patties. Try seeing your profession or your job is really just a window to manifest Yahweh. Processing redundant, obsolete fantasies, engaging spiritual stabilization, introducing optimistic negotiations. You can do that whether you work at Walmart or Target, or at church, or cleaning a street, or doing childcare. So, I want to thank you again for taking the time to watch. Hit the like button if you did like the show. If you want to keep encouraging this madness, please hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified when I upload my next video, hit the bell icon. Okay, thanks again, and God bless. Oh, and if you don't believe in God, it's okay. Just ask Him to bless you till you do. Okay, thanks.